Good afternoon. Get yourself a cup of coffee. Good afternoon. My name is Tom. I come to you from the Rustic log cabin in Northern Maine. Welcome to my reloading room today. Today we're giving thanks. We're giving thanks to the YouTube family for all of your support, all of that. Mainly today I want to really thank the, we did a video last week on the 308 that I picked up from my grandsons, and in that video I asked viewers if they had any 308 cases that they had kicking around. And so far, I've had 3 people send me cases this week. So I can't thank you guys enough. This right here, this is a box of 308. 100 of them. And if you guys have watched the comments at all, I can't tip this box up because some will fall out. But there's 100 cases in there, all primed. And on top, there's about, I would say, at least 20 or so that aren't primed. But so, hey, they came primed. That's a big deal. But I want to thank my 2 cents for that box of cases, all primed and ready to go. He asked that I keep his name private, and I respect that. So, and I've called him my 2 cents for years. So, as far as I'm concerned, he's my 2 cents. So, but big thank you, big thank you. And then we have a new subscriber to the channel. His name is Larry, and if you look in the comments, you will see him. Larry's been around the channel, I think, for about a month or so, give or take. But anyways, he sent me something that I have never been able to afford ever in this reloading room. He sent me 5 boxes of once fired 308 match brass. I am looking forward to measuring these, weighing these, and really looking them over in good shape. Just thank you, Larry. Can't thank you enough with all of it. I mean, brass is expensive. It's one of those things that I try not to buy just because it's expensive. So when the call went out and you guys met it, I can't thank you guys enough. I can't show you the third one that came in, but a fella by the name of John from Greenville, he sent me at least 5. I haven't counted them, but it looks like around 100 shells. It looks like about 100 308s, but they're all in the tumbler right now. I've got them all tumbled and cleaned and ready to come out, and then I will start working that 100 pieces of brass up. He also sent me, I haven't counted them yet, but there's a good portion, and this is another thing that I have never had in the reloading room. This is a box of Nosler bullets. I know that they are really good bullets. He sent me enough bullets to try it out. The reason, it's just out of my price range. So when these showed up in the in the box with the 308 cases, thank you, John. I am looking forward to shooting these bullets. You might make me go out and buy some of these after I get done. But what John had a recipe. He had a recipe with some powder and the weight and this bullet, and he wanted to make sure that I tried them out because he has really good luck with them in his rifle. So thank you, John. Thank you, Larry. And thank you, my 2 cents. Now, I haven't been down to the mailbox since last Friday, but there's at least 2 more, maybe 3 more people that have sent me brass from all over the country. So I am looking forward to getting down to that mailbox. And when I do, I will say hello. So anyways, But what a time going to the mailbox and opening it up and seeing cases in there. Like I said, brass cases. Now I can get them. They are for sale and they are available, but they are expensive. So thank you guys. What a big help. One of the reasons I wanted so many of these is because my grandsons, they're going to learn on that rifle, but they're not only going to learn to shoot that rifle, they're going to learn to reload for that rifle. Plain and simple. I'm going to start right now. One is 8 years old and the other one is 11 years old. I'm going to start both of them out. Age does not matter. My daughter was up in this reloading room as soon as she showed interest when she was a little girl. So that's exactly what I'm doing with my grandsons. And I also have a great nephew that is 8 years old. And I've already spoke to him and his mother, and he will be coming up here and learning how to shoot and learning how to reload for that 308. Start them out young, get them hooked on both. There's nothing difficult about reloading. I know that, I started this reloading stuff to show that it's not as complicated as most people want you to think, and neither is it as expensive as most people want you to think. Stay away from the high-priced gadgets. Stick with your single-stage presses. This right here came off eBay. I was able to purchase this last week with some funds from the Patreon channel. And so thank you guys. Your Patreon money purchased 2 of these presses this week. This is a single-stage Lyman press, and I also was able to pick up some Pacific presses. Absolutely nothing wrong with these presses. They work exactly like an RCBS press. I like them better because there's nothing in the front between you and the case. It's just you, the case. So why people are sticking their nose up at this, they call it vintage, not worth owning, well, I couldn't disagree more. With these presses, they are cheap enough to buy on eBay that you can have 2 or 3 of them. And what do they call that? They call that a progressive press. You can have one press for putting the bullet on. You can have one press for decapping, depriming. You can have one press for crimping. And what do they call that? In the big world, they call that a progressive press. But they still, if you notice, there's a whole lot of work going on with a progressive press, and that's why you don't see one in my reloading room. That, and I love vintage. I am happy as a clam with these vintage presses sitting on my bench. I'm laughing because I didn't realize they were vintage until I started shopping on eBay, and I saw my RCBS press in there listed as a vintage single-stage press. Well, that press has been, like most of the tools in this room, have been here for 40 years. But I guess another 10 will call them antiques, huh? But for $34, this is a beautiful press. I've been able to purchase them for $35 to $50. Yeah, it's just been, it goes how the bidding is going and how much I want that press. But what a nice press. So anyways, I don't know where are we going to go. Usually, hey, let's stop and go for a cup of coffee and I'll see where we go from here. If you're part of the live stream Friday night, what a live stream we had. I had a blast. I really did. The topics were great. Everybody was participating. So anybody that called in on that live stream, I want to thank you guys because, some live streams, it's kind of dry going. Maybe it's because I haven't hit the right buttons yet for topics and all of that. But everybody had a good part in the topic that night. At least I think it was just It was great on my end. That's all I got to say. When I got done, and I've been thinking about it ever since Friday. Today is Sunday, but I've been thinking about it ever since Friday. What a good live stream that was, because it's so much easier. So much easier when the topics just flow. And it seemed like the topics just flowed. Outside of that, it was just a great live stream. So hey, this video is kind of all over the place, but sometimes it's good to have a video that's all over the place and just try to touch on a lot of bases and say hello to each and every one of you guys, especially you new people. You know, I know I've been a little slow on the comments, but it's because there's so many of them. You know, there's only one of me. So I am trying to get caught up. I guarantee you I read every single comment. I don't mark it with a little heart until I have answered it, because it's one of the ways I keep track of what I haven't answered yet. And so I try to get back and get those answered, even if they're back 2 or 3 videos ago. But the comments are remember, there's only one of me. So one of me, and but I love the comments, so don't get discouraged on your comments, because the comments are kind of like my paycheck here. It's part of the YouTube channel, and it's just sometimes they're questions. I like questions because it gives me something to answer. Other times it's just you guys sharing in what's going on in your world, and I like that too, because I'm sharing so much of what goes on here at East Grand. So, but anyways, let's have one last sip of coffee, and I will see you next week.